moment when you reach for your phone at the security checkpoint and realize it's gone? It happens to over 24,000 travelers every single day. Airport thieves aren't just opportunists anymore. They're professionals who know exactly when you're most vulnerable and which bags contain the most valuable items. From security lines to baggage carousels, these organized crime rings have turned stealing from travelers into a billion-dollar industry. I'm exposing the tricks airport thieves don't want you to know about, along with foolproof countermeasures that will keep your belongings safe. By the end, I'll reveal the single most effective anti-theft device that costs under $10 but makes your luggage virtually theft-proof, a secret that professional travelers swear by but rarely share publicly. Pay attention before your next trip turns into a theft nightmare. The security line danger. The security line isn't just stressful, it's the #1 hunting ground for airport thieves. When you're focused on removing shoes, emptying pockets, and ensuring your liquids are properly displayed, criminals are watching your valuables go unattended. Professional thieves operate in teams at checkpoints. While one creates a delay or distraction, another grabs electronics from trays that have already passed through the scanner. By the time you clear the body scanner, your laptop or phone has disappeared with a thief who's already exiting the terminal. Thieves specifically target the last person in a group, knowing their items will come through the scanner while they're still waiting to walk through, creating the perfect gap in supervision. Always be the last person in your party to put items on the belt, ensuring your belongings don't emerge from the scanner before you're through. Position yourself so you can maintain visual contact with your items at all times, and never proceed through the body scanner until your bins are about to enter the X-ray machine. While security lines are prime hunting grounds, what happens at the boarding gate might be even more insidious.
The boarding gate distraction. When you're waiting at the boarding gate, focused on your phone or boarding announcements, that backpack between your feet isn't as secure as you think. Gate thieves deploy sophisticated distraction techniques, asking for help, spilling drinks, or creating minor commotions that redirect your attention for just seconds. That's all the time they need for an accomplice to slide your bag away with their foot, or quickly grab and walk off with your belongings. Inside knowledge from airport security. These thieves often dress in business attire and carry identical bags to their targets, making it appear they're simply picking up their own belongings when confronted. Gate protection strategy. Place bags between your feet with straps wrapped around your ankle or chair leg. For maximum security, use a retractable cable lock to physically attach your bag to the seat or to yourself. When announcements begin, increase your vigilance. Thieves specifically target this moment when everyone's attention shifts to the gate agent. Your vulnerability doesn't end after boarding. In fact, a new set of risks begins once you're on the plane.
The overhead bin heist. Think your belongings are safe once they're in the overhead bin? Think again. In-flight theft is increasing, with items most commonly stolen during 3 key periods: the boarding process, mid-flight when passengers are sleeping, and the chaotic deplaning phase. The technique is simple but effective. Thieves open overhead bins during these high-activity moments, removing valuables from unlocked bags, or sometimes taking entire carry-ons that match commonly used designs. Most thieves target bins several rows away from their assigned seats, making it difficult for other passengers to identify who's accessing bags that aren't theirs, especially during the rush to exit the plane. Overhead bin strategy. Never place valuables in overhead bins. If you must use overhead storage, position your bag with the opening facing inward toward the plane wall, making it harder to access. Always use TSA-approved locks on carry-ons, and choose distinctive, hard-to-mistake luggage designs that thieves can't easily claim as their own. The threat continues at your destination, where baggage carousel theft has reached unprecedented levels. The carousel confidence trick. The baggage carousel is perhaps the most vulnerable moment for your checked luggage. Thieves simply walk up, grab bags that appear valuable, and walk out, all while legitimate owners are still waiting for their luggage to appear. These thieves rely on a simple truth. Most passengers can't immediately prove which bag is theirs, and by the time the theft is reported, the criminal is long gone with your belongings. Airport security statistics. More than 70% of carousel theft goes completely undetected until the rightful owner realizes their bag isn't coming, typically after most other passengers have already left the area with their luggage. Carousel protection. Hack. Take photos of your luggage before checking it, including any distinctive markers. Arrive at the carousel promptly and consider using Apple AirTags, tile trackers, or other GPS devices inside your luggage. For the most secure option, use hard-sided luggage with integrated locks that prevent quick, opportunistic theft. Now let's talk about how thieves are targeting hotel stays after you've left the airport. The hotel room invasion. Your hotel room isn't the sanctuary you might think it is. Room theft happens through three primary methods: staff with master keys, thieves posing as hotel employees, and break-ins when rooms are left unattended. Most hotel room theft goes unreported because it's often discovered after checkout, when proving when and where the theft occurred becomes nearly impossible. Thieves count on this uncertainty, targeting multiple rooms daily. Many thieves monitor hotel breakfast areas, identifying which guests are occupied and unlikely to return to their rooms soon, giving them extended windows for theft. Hotel room security. Always use the Do Not Disturb sign when leaving your room. It creates the impression that someone might still be inside. Add a portable doorstop alarm that triggers if anyone attempts entry. Never leave valuables in obvious places. Use the in-room safe, after testing it works. Or create decoy valuables while keeping real ones in unlikely locations like inside folded clothes or empty toiletry containers. Your electronic devices need special protection against both physical theft and digital intrusion. Tech target protection. Your smartphone, laptop, and tablets aren't just physically valuable. They contain digital assets worth far more than the devices themselves. Thieves now specialize in both stealing the hardware and extracting the data inside. Public Wi-Fi networks at airports and hotels are prime hunting grounds for digital thieves who can intercept your information without ever touching your devices. Meanwhile, RFID skimmers can steal credit card and passport data simply by standing near you in crowded areas. Most travelers secure their devices with passwords, but neglect securing the networks they connect to, creating an easy entry point for hackers to access everything from banking details to travel itineraries. Tech protection strategy. Use a VPN on all public networks, encrypt devices with strong passwords, and enable remote tracking features like Find My iPhone or Find My Device. For physical protection, invest in an anti-theft backpack with hidden zippers and RFID blocking compartments. Most importantly, never leave tech devices unattended in public, not even for just a second. Let's move from technology to identity protection, where thieves are becoming increasingly sophisticated. The identity shield technique. Your passport, ID, and credit cards are prime targets not just for their physical value, but for the identity theft possibilities they provide. Modern thieves use RFID skimmers that can capture your information without physically taking your cards. Identity theft from travel documents has increased 72% in the past 2 years, with airports and tourist areas being the primary hunting grounds. Once stolen, this information is often sold on dark web marketplaces within hours. Many travelers make the mistake of carrying all their identification and payment methods together, creating a single point of failure if theft occurs. Use RFID blocking wallets or sleeves for passports and credit cards. Separate your ID and payment methods. Never keep them all in one place. Store digital copies of important documents in encrypted cloud storage, and leave physical copies with a trusted person at home who can send them if needed. For maximum protection, use a money belt worn under clothing for your most critical documents. The way you dress and carry yourself can either make you a target or help you blend in. The Greyman Approach. Thieves are experts at spotting tourists and inexperienced travelers. They look for specific visual cues: branded luxury items, confused body language, excessive cash handling, and clothing that screams, "I'm not from here." The Greyman technique, used by security professionals worldwide, is simple but effective. Blend in by being forgettably average. By avoiding attention-grabbing behaviors and appearances, you become a significantly less appealing target. Security Consultant Insight. Professional thieves perform quick risk-reward assessments. By presenting yourself as alert, confident, and carrying few visible valuables, you move from the easy target category to not worth the risk. Greyman strategy. Dress modestly with no visible logos or luxury items. Wear simple, neutral-colored clothing appropriate for your destination. Keep expensive cameras, watches, and electronics concealed when not in use. Study your route before walking so you appear confident rather than lost. And perhaps most importantly, maintain confident body language. Thieves preferentially target those who appear uncertain or distracted. Your behavior at ATMs and during cash transactions can be a critical vulnerability. Cash remains a primary target for travel thieves, with ATMs and currency exchange locations being strategic hunting grounds. The most common techniques include shoulder surfing to observe PIN codes, following cash-heavy travelers from exchanges, and creating distractions during transactions. What most travelers don't realize: disorganized cash management, fumbling with bills, counting money in public, or frequently accessing hidden money stashes creates highly visible cues that thieves actively look for. In interviews with caught pickpockets, many stated they specifically watch how travelers organize and access their money, targeting those who seem confused about where their cash is stored. Cash security. Use a decoy wallet with a small amount of spending money, keeping your main funds in a hidden money belt. Never count cash in public. When using ATMs, cover the keypad with your body while entering your PIN, check for skimming devices, and preferably use machines inside banks rather than on streets. For maximum security, inform your bank of travel plans and rely primarily on no foreign transaction fee credit cards instead of cash whenever possible.
The zip tie revolution. The single most effective anti-theft device that costs under $10? Heavy-duty zip ties, strategically placed on your luggage zippers. Unlike expensive locks that signal valuable contents inside, zip ties provide substantial security while appearing temporary and not worth the effort to bypass. They require tools to remove, deter opportunistic thieves, and immediately show if tampering has occurred. What makes zip ties superior to traditional locks? They can't be picked, they're TSA compliant when properly used, and they're instantly replaceable if security needs to inspect your bag. Most importantly, thieves typically move on to easier targets rather than drawing attention by cutting or breaking them. Use brightly colored, heavy-duty zip ties on all zipper pulls, leaving just enough slack to allow security inspection if necessary. Carry spare zip ties and a small pair of nail clippers, if permitted in checked luggage and sometimes in carry-ons, to replace them after inspection. For hard-sided luggage, zip ties can secure latches and provide visible evidence of tampering. There you have it, 10 powerful strategies that transform you from an easy target into a protected traveler. From security line positioning to zip tie innovation, these techniques are used by security professionals and seasoned travelers worldwide. Remember that final revelation about zip ties? They represent the perfect balance of security and practicality, effective enough to deter thieves, but simple enough to implement on every trip. While expensive locks and high-tech solutions have their place, sometimes the most effective protection comes from understanding thief psychology and creating just enough obstacle to make them move on to easier targets. The most important takeaway isn't any single technique, but the mindset shift from reactive to proactive security. Airport thieves count on your distraction, hurry, and unfamiliarity with their tactics. By implementing these strategies, you're not just protecting your belongings, you're removing yourself from the vulnerable target category entirely. Drop a comment with your own travel security hack or experience. Safe travels, and remember, in the world of theft prevention, being slightly paranoid is actually being perfectly prepared.